a Canadian etymology lesson for the word hoser?
Yeah, I want. Yeah, go ahead.
So hoser started like back in the like 50s, 60s, when there was backyard rinks before like Zambonis and shit. And if you were the losing team, you had to go down and hose the ice for them to flatten it back out. So you were a fucking hoser.
Oh, no shit.
So
Hockey really is like their biggest fucking thing, right? In Canada?
Strippers.
Yeah,
Beer.
but I mean, hockey's like the big.
maple syrup.
But I feel
yeah,
like
no, hockey...
strip clubs and beer there is because of hockey. Like people like go and do their hockky shit, and then they go to a strip club. You know what I mean?
Maple syrup and beavers.
Yeah. Fucking crystal clear water.
And
I always loved Canada.
Oh, Canada's amazing.
Like
polite
I feel
people.
it's way more polite than here.
Yeah.
Unless you need plastic bags and you didn't bring your own bags, because they've been doing that shit for years.
Oh, now it's like that here anyways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but for years it wasn't. And they'd be like,
Yeah, Charlie's had a funny story about being in Canada, and like he thought these people robbed him, like getting off a ferry on the Toronto Island, and they fucking. So he started like saying something to him, and all these like Canadians like circled around him, but they were like kind of confronting him, but they were being so nice about it. Like ended up like kind of shaming him into fucking realizing like those people didn't steal the shit from him. All right, hot damn, Chris, it's been a fucking long time since we've been in these couches. It feels like.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, we had some episodes stacked up, so we got to take some time off, and here you got to get out of work for a weekend and go do some stuff.
Not a weekend. So,
Not a weekend.
So
Saturday and Sunday isn't a weekend?
Well, I mean, we're being closed Sunday and Monday. Those are the definite days off. I don't consider like, no. So me and my family booked a trip to Letchworth like months ago, even before we got this job. But with that, the way that I went in and brought people with me and stuff to come over and leave this other job, there was a lot of things already to like go over, like promise-wise on both sides of the job and myself. So me and my brother...
Did you guys have to like put your hand up and swear?
No,
like,
but me and my brother...
Dave, I promise I'm not going to come in too fucked up every day.
2 days a week.
Incriminating picture somewhere.
2 days a week. So we didn't like say anything right away, and it wouldn't matter now anyways because we're shorthanded. So I just told Tim, you got the young kids, you got the wife, you guys go, me and Val will come down on Saturday. They brought my stepdaughter, Juliana. But I ended up going Saturday. They left on Thursday.
And you still had to work? Did you have to cover your brother's shift so we could go down and camp?
I still had to. Well, that's the thing. So I got real sick. I woke up sick with.
What kind of sick? It wasn't
like,
COVID?
No,
was it?
I went and got a COVID test. I literally went that day because I talked to Dave, and Dave was like, I mean, I'm not anymore. This was Dave. I mean, I had a fever. It was fucking bad. But, so that fucking wore me out. Then I had to work 2 doubles. Not bitching about it, but then I had to work 2 doubles just to be able to go Saturday and get that day off. So I was a little like burnt out before we even went. So when I got home, there was still so much I had to do: laundry, fucking cleaning before we left because we had
to be an adult before you could go on vacation.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was gone at 9:00 in the morning until 11:00. Those 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and then Wednesday, I was really fucking sick. So I didn't have time to do shit. Mm-hmm. So I was up from like 11 till 4 in the morning. So someone I was camping with was like, the night before, like, so you're going to bring some Adderall or cocaine, like joking around. I'm like, maybe I'll see if I can get some Adderall. So that's the mistake and catalyst of this whole fucking story. Uh-oh. So I
thought we were 20, almost, what is this, episode 20?
Yeah.
Like, haven't we solved these fucking issues by now?
Well, no, because I can normally handle it.
Jesus
Christ. I can
do whatever I want.
No, I don't do them like that.
2 weeks we don't fucking film and dude's off the fucking wagon already.
No. I don't. No.
Not off the rails, but on the rails.
No, I wasn't like doing 10 of them or anything over. No, it was just. So I took like a small little piece the night of because I was so tired. I knew I needed to fall asleep, which I did fall asleep. But I knew I was up from. I got home at 11, was gone from 9 in the morning. I just started fucking. I shouldn't even be talking about this shit out here.
I smell a fucking mental health episode coming up here real soon.
Oh, mine are the only shit that says it's gonna get cut. That don't worry. So
I feel Mental Health Day coming up soon.
So I take this little piece. I do my shit like around the house. I'm up to like 3 a.m. I fucking go to bed.
Wait, you took Adderall? You took amphetamines before you had to go to bed?
Listen, let me explain. Not before I had to go to bed.
This is going to make an awesome set for the intervention episode,
no,
by the way.
a little...
I knew I was going to have a hard time
No, you know what? You know what's funny? I didn't take it that night. I took a piece. I swear to God.
You are in such denial.
No, I'm not. I'm fucking honest.
Do we need to, is that what this week
No.
is?
I'm not.
Chris,
No. Trust me, guys. I've had a real fucking rough week. I'm just trying to get the shit out there. That's it. Okay. So, no, I didn't. I drank a coffee. That's the fucking truth. Maybe a little bit of kratom in it, but I drank a coffee. All right. So, and I stayed up doing the work shit. When I woke up, we woke up an hour later than we intended to.
No.
I fucking took a shut up.
Doesn't make sense.
I took a piece of the fucking Adderall. Okay. When we left. I ate something small. We left, me and Val, and went to camping. Okay. I knew I was going whitewater rafting with the rest of them. Very
and
cool.
Adderall.
Very cool. Hold on, dude. Yeah, we're getting there. So and I shouldn't even have said the Adderall shit. But
no, you definitely should have.
So that's all right. It's there now. So it was just such a thing. So no, not because of the ad. Just like okay, all right. So
we're not here to judge.
All right. So we're there. So
we're your friends. We're not here to judge.
You've ever said. So me and Val get there. I'm excited. I'm excited for this whole weekend. We have a great ride down there. It's fucking great. It's beautiful outside. We get there. I literally have 20 minutes before, like, I unpacked everything quick. I had 20 minutes before me and my friends had to go the whitewater rafting shit. Val didn't go because of her pump and diabetic supplies, and she didn't think she'd be able to make the 2.5 hour trip on it, and honestly, she wouldn't have at all.
She was probably like, I don't want to be in a fucking...
No, she wanted to go, but at all would she have been able to handle it.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking, Tim tells me, before we left, I called him and was like, what should I be wearing? Like, should I be bringing, like, my swim trunks? She's like, no, you're probably going to want to wear your jeans. It's going to be cold. I thought...
Did you get the swimsuit?
I thought
That's
because
fun.
it was Letchworth that it was going to be, like... Everyone made it seem like it was just going to be like, you got someone on with you that's doing it, like you're rowing and shit.
You didn't have a guide?
Just wait.
Whoa.
Just wait.
Wait, you were at Letchworth doing this?
Yes.
Because I've been to Letchworth rafting with a guide and with a wetsuit, and even though I fucking didn't know I had the wetsuit on inside out.
All right. But just, so this
Do you
is...
have a picture for that?
This is why the story isn't about the Adderall or any of that. The story is about this experience.
Okay.
The shit just happens to play a little role in it. So everything's in the cabin, all the food and shit that we brought, the bedding and shit for the one night we're staying. Everyone else had already been there for 2 nights, 3 days. So me and Val smoke a quick bowl real quick in the car, and I have my bud. Now, this is not her fault at all. But while everyone's...
Disclaimer?
While...
Disclaimer?
No, while...
It's not her fault, but
no, there's no but. Did you hear a but there? I finally don't...
But.
No.
We got this
no,
right.
Okay, so... Everyone else is like, let's go to fucking... Like, we gotta leave, we gotta get there. And I had only been there for 15 minutes, dropped everything off, smoked. And my girlfriend's like, don't forget to leave me some bud. Fine, I should have did it at home, I didn't. I just bought a quarter of really good weed. So like 2 bowls are smoked at this point.
It's always the best weed that the fucked up shit happens
No
to.
shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
That's
especially
real,
if you're a
fucking real
Polak
talk.
Keepzak like myself. Because I'll lose everything.
Keepzak ski?
So... the last I remember of this weed is giving her probably a 0.5 gram and putting it somewhere. So then I go to this fucking rafting. Okay? I go to the rafting. When we get there, these people look like they come out of a fucking FHM magazine. The people that are going on this fucking trip, they got on fucking goddamn swimming shorts, and they're fucking all... It looks like we're in fucking Florida. I'm standing there in fucking baggy jeans.
Jenkos?
No, but like baggier than these. But like I'm in blue jeans, my
with
fucking
my
sneakers, I had a ghost shirt on. My sneakers and fucking and everything. I'm like, what? And everyone else is, even my brother and the people that told me to dress warm because it's going to be cold water is in shorts. I'm like, are people fucking with me? Like, am I on a reality show or something? And I'm like, okay, it'll be fine. Because I'm thinking I'm not going to get, maybe I'm not going to get too wet or anything like that. That's gross. So we go and we suit up with our fucking life jackets and the helmets and shit that just look like we're cartoon characters. Like everyone, we're all just standing there.
Did they give you the lesson beforehand?
So then...
Did you get the summer teeth lesson?
So here's the thing. Then they say, okay, everyone squared up with money and shit. We go out there and they start doing the lesson. So you've been through this too, right?
Is it the summer teeth lesson?
But what is that? Summer teeth?
Yeah, like watch where you have your paddle, you're gonna end up with summer teeth.
Oh yeah, and they
summer
talk
here, summer gone.
I realized that this was not a fucking Disney attraction, and we're gonna be fucking paddling through fucking like rapids.
Yeah.
Like, and it's dangerous, and while you'd really have to fucked up or something extravagant would have to happen for someone to die doing that. Well, I mean, if you fall in the water and you drown, you drown. I mean, that's 100% possible.
Do you have a life jacket?
Yes.
All right.
But there's so many rocks. There's so many rocks and shit. And we're talking about
what?
me.
I think that's the same time I did it, and it was with fucking Matt and Charlie and Patrick in my boat with a guide, and we were
that must
the
have
fucking
been crazy.
Yeah. So you're...
With these idiots don't know how to fucking paddle. Yeah, I said idiots don't know how to paddle. Stuck on fucking rocks going in fucking circles.
So I'm glad you said stuck on rocks. So, okay. So now it's time to take the fucking half a mile fucking walk all geared up in a helmet and goddamn fucking these huge ass life jackets. We gotta walk a fucking half a mile down this road to get to where all the fucking boats and shit.
Yeah, you ain't in Kenmore no more.
No. And this is me we're talking about. I'm like, I just got there. I had just been sick. I wanted to go there.
You're in jeans.
Listen, I wanted to go and sit there at the campsite and relax for a little.
You wanted to vibe.
And that did not. And so this is where all this is leading up. So these are things that are important to the story.
Okay.
So I end up, so we're there and shit, and now they're going to assign fucking instructors or people to go on the boat with the other people. Now, there was 5 of us. There was me, my brother, my sister-in-law, and Mike and Brittany, 2 of my really good friends. Everyone at this point, like, I'm freaking the fuck out, like, during this fucking session of them showing. I'm like, Brittany, you didn't fucking set me up for this. Like, I'm fucking wearing jeans. Because when we walked in to settle up with the money, one of the instructors was like, do you have anything to change out of those jeans? I'm like, no. He's like, they're at the cabin. He's like, if you fall in, it's going to be really hard to catch you. He was completely serious. He's like, you're going to weigh 60 extra pounds with your jeans.
You're like, don't worry, I took Adderall, I'll swim
no,
out of this.
So I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm playing it cool.
But then inside, you're like, I'm gonna die.
Well, no. Then we go do the lessons, and we have a 45-minute lesson about what to do if and when somebody falls out the boat.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna fall.
Yeah. So then, okay. So now we get there, and we're down by the water. They're assigning the fucking people to the fucking boats. They ask, because there's so many people. This is a Saturday.
And everybody's like, please don't put Chris in my boat. Please don't put Chris in my boat.
This is a Saturday. No, we all went together, all 5 of us. And then
they're still saying, please don't put Chris in my boat.
They asked, do we want an instructor? And we were like, yeah, please. And he said, okay. Well, then they come back to us and goes, if you guys want an instructor, you're going to have to go on the medical boat. The guy who comes on the tail ass end of all these boats going through the rapids that can be there. Because don't forget, over there, as you know, there's people taking pictures. Like, we're going to show pictures because I have them all from the guides who are taking pictures and shit. And you can see us on the fucking boat and in the water and going and rowing through these fucking rapids. It's fucking sweet. But so we're like, oh, fuck, like, I guess so. And it's sort of nerve-wracking because if someone does fall and smack their head, we're going to get them.
Well, you're not going to get them, but the people in your boat are. You're not jumping in with your jeans out.
No. That's what we agreed to. Was that if we need to help and I'll wait till I get to what fucking happened. So if we had to help, like if he needed our help, we would have to help him with whatever he needed help with. So we're on with this guy.
Well, luckily you're probably the victim, so you're
so
not
everybody
helping.
goes, all the other boats. We have to pick up this thing. We carry it in the water ourselves. We are now knee fucking deep in water, and I have jeans on, and socks, and sneakers, and I am knee deep in water, dude. My whole body is engulfed in cold ass 40-degree fucking water.
And you're like, this fucking sucks.
And I'm fucking pissed. Honestly. Like, it's cool and shit, but I needed a couple minutes to relax after that car ride.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. And I'm now soaked, almost waist deep, in this fucking water. Yeah, Tim, I'm sorry. I know I fucked up at the end of that night, but that was fucked. I didn't expect it. So
that's funny that you didn't tell him about fucking changing.
No, he didn't mean to do it. It wasn't a joke. He didn't know either.
So
it was nobody's fault. It's just the person who put it together should have like explained it a little more, or I should have did my research. And Val should have told me because she did her research. That's why she didn't end up going. Thank Christ. Thank Christ. If she would have went, it would have been that. I don't know. But that's whatever.
This was not a fucking joke at all. They played on you,
dude. So it was just really. I couldn't believe it. I'm standing there. So then we get in the boat. And my fat fucking ass is fucking climbing over. I'm trying to get... So we get in the boat. Everything's fine. We're with the medic. All the other boats had already went. Some are definitely out of view because of the turn. There's like 3 ones that we can see. There's probably like 9 to 12 boats on the water. This is a very busy day for them. And that's why everyone couldn't get an instructor. Because it was the Saturday, one of the nicest days so far. They only do two a day every Saturday. So we're on the second one. We're doing it. It's you know, and we're on there with this medic guy. We're like, whatever. This is going to be fucking cool. We got a good instructor, blah, blah, blah. Well, we make it about 20 fucking feet after we get on this. Man, no. Probably 60 feet, okay? Out into the fucking water on these fucking on these boats. And there these 4 people who... Not that it matters, but like they didn't speak English, so it was hard for the instructors because they went without an instructor, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't pay attention. They don't know why that company let them go.
They just didn't understand the language.
No, I know, and that's fine. No, but exactly. But then the company should have knew that, so they didn't get hurt or fuck themselves up or try to fucking give them an instructor. So all of a sudden we see they don't like. They're sitting on weird sides of the thing. They're moving around. The guy's like, you can't do that. Like, it's going to throw off everything. Like, row. They're not rowing. They get stuck. And then they don't know the difference between back rowing and front rowing and all that. They get stuck on the rock.
Matt and Charlie didn't tell me they were going rafting this weekend.
They get stuck on this rock. And they can't do anything. So they tell the guys, get out. The guys are both there with their wives or girlfriends or clearly or whatever. So the girls... are still on the boat. The guys get out and they don't hold the thing and the girls just go. They just go.
Oh no.
But they're actually doing okay.
Yeah, they're like problem solved.
So the 2 dudes, they don't know how to get off. Like these things get off. They look scared as fuck. Like it was more scared than any kind of language barrier. So we go and get them. There is now 7 people plus an instructor on our medic boat. 7. You've been on this. When you see the pictures, you'll see.
Yeah. No.
7 people. Okay? In this little thing that wouldn't fill up this area from where you are to where James is. I mean, it's a fucking raft. I mean, but in hindsight of the actual thing, 7 people plus an instructor, that's 8 people on that fucking boat. Right? How crazy is that? So it's like, it's fucked up. We get stuck, all of us, 7 people on a rock for 20 fucking minutes, the medic boat. The guy goes, you guys sort of know what you... Once we get off, he's like, we're shifting. All right, everyone on this side. And I literally am picking these 2 guys up. Like, okay, let's move over here now. Like, this is what we have to do. And they're right on top of me. I'm fucking so stressed out. So stressed out. Because I did not expect this at all. So, we're all on this boat. We finally get off the rock. He gets us to where we have to go, where there's other people right around the bend. Then, because obviously if it's more likely that people, especially without instructors, are going to get a little fucked up right away, like just because you're learning the process for people who haven't done it. So once we get to that area with our 8 people fucking boat, they take the instructor goes, okay, I'm gonna have to leave you guys on this boat by yourself. You guys will be fine. You guys are gonna have to do this by yourself. I'm going on a boat with them. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
You didn't say I'm going with you?
Nobody. Me and everyone that I went with on there are the only people on this fucking thing. And I'm in the front with jeans about to get wet like a log ride 95 times over. It's fucked up, dude. So we're sitting there rowing. It was worse than work, dude. Like, it was beautiful and amazing, but it's like, go! I'm like, what? There's water all over. You're just like, no, don't go to the rock. You have, like, this much area to not hit rocks. Or on every side of you. You're looking up. There's just fucking, like, it looks like the
Grand Canyon?
Yes, exactly. It looks just like the Grand Canyon. Exactly. Like, and it's like, holy fucking shit.
And is this before you even hit rapids? You're just like in a little bit of moving
all of
water?
this is pre-rapids. Then we started. Let me say this.
A one-way terror and Buzzhound fucking rafted trip.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, I'm down.
I love it.
We'll do it on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm gonna be in a one-way terror boat.
Everything from that.
Oh wait, I don't know if Dave can raft. That's kind of a sketchy looking thing.
He's gonna fall off instantly.
Oh yeah. Anytime I'm enjoying it at this point, of course I'm in the front. It's just like, wow, this is fucking. Oh my God, dude, my whole body and you forget that you're gonna get wet like that, because even when you're watching the people go through the rapids, it doesn't look in front of you. It doesn't look as strong as what that fucking shit is.
You're like, that looks like fun.
And
oh no,
we got one lesson: the back pedaling, the front pedaling shit. Like, and now we're by ourselves, but we did really well. The story of the actual rafting isn't anymore much crazy, other than the fact of it was just fucking crazy fucking work to do it, and it was just cold as fuck. I just did not want to be there at this point, but I was enjoying it as much as possible. And it was cool, but it was not what I fucking expected at all. So then I have a raging fucking headache. Because don't forget, I'm on Adderall and just smoked like 7 hits of weed, and I'm going through these rapids. You should have seen me, dude. I was like, I couldn't imagine what I looked like.
I can't wait to see the pictures.
Like, I cannot imagine what I looked like.
They're gonna hopefully they're good enough and clear so I can use them for future flyers.
You'll be able to. I mean, but it was just the most surreal experience, and I was so pissed and tired and just drained. And then when it ended, my head is going. It's nuts. I'm soaked in Tim's car. We had to take 2 buses back from the fucking rafting thing. We literally had to take 2 whole buses from everyone. We're all soaking wet, still in helmets and fucking shit. And they have to take us all the way. So we go back. We get in Tim's car. I'm trying to be as cool as possible. I'm just going to go back to the cabin. I'm going to smoke this best weed I fucking have had in fucking years. And everything's going to be okay. I go back. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'm making jokes about it. Like, I didn't fucking expect this shit, but I actually had a good time. And then I go in to get the weed, and it's not there. And that started an extreme meltdown in my life.
Meltdown. Tell us
not
more.
A meltdown.
Tell us more.
Not a meltdown. I sort of just lost it.
Was there
the
tears?
One thing that I had brought with me to, like, I felt like because of how quick everything was and I didn't have a second, and everything started pissing me off. I am always the one like, no, you go, I'll fucking. So going there for a day was sort of pointless. I hate doing shit like that. It's just you bring all this shit to go there for a fucking day, and then you gotta go home. And it's like with everything that fucking transpired, and I didn't expect to be soaked head to toe in a boat with jeans on and my sneakers destroyed. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And like, So this
meltdown, like, tell us a little bit about that.
Nah.
Was it?
No, I was just bitching and being an asshole, and then people sort of got a little pissed.
Throwing a hissy fit.
A little bit.
You shut the fuck up,
and
Chris, up.
It was the Adderall thing. Yeah. Oh no, I was definitely a piece of shit about it for sure. Yeah.
A little sassy.
I regret it. It was. Yeah. I'm really embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It just, because everyone was stoked about us coming and like about me being there because I couldn't make it the whole time, and it's just, it's weird. And I'm different, dude. If I go do those things, I like to be up till 3, 4 in the morning drinking with my homies, like fucking chilling, smoking, relaxing.
I ain't got no weed.
They all, I don't have no weed. They're all going with everyone else as young kids, which is cool. I love all their kids. They're like family to me, and 2 of them are my family. But it just makes it, like I said, I go there for one day. It made it. I don't know. I've had a lot. I've been stressing out for a few weeks, and like it just all came to a head. It's fucking nuts.
Were you able to settle down by the end of the night?
Yeah, but it was
beers?
still awkward. Oh yeah, I had some drinks and fucking.
Did
and Tim brought some weed, so he obviously shared the wealth. But
so at the end of the night, it was fucking
it was all right. Yeah,
and then you had to come back the next day to reality.
I like that
part
a lot. I really liked coming back. Coming back was the best part of the trip. I swear to God, I said that last night. I was like, coming back was the best part. Who'd I say that to? Myself. So, yeah, but Letchworth, I will say, is extremely beautiful, and I've never been there camping. I've been there before, but not camping. And way better than Allegheny, because I could see if you go with people who are wanting to like stay up and drink and party, and like going and walking and stuff through there is probably way better than like Allegheny, because there's more turns and shit, and it feels less like an old school campsite that's all open and shit. So there's a lot of shit to get into over there. But I just wish it was on different circumstances. But it was cool though. Its experiences are experiences, and I get to talk about it on here, so at least it ain't for nothing.
Doors at 7, kitchen at 9. Welcome to Experiences. Speaking of which, like all these experiences, you've been pretty fucking stressed lately, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
And what do you think?
But that's,
what is the main cause of your stress? What's the main stressor, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean...
Say it. Don't be a bitch. Say it.
I'm not talking about my stresses on the podcast.
No, just what's the main thing?
Work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So which brings us to today's show is work.
Yeah.
And it's a hot button topic that's going on is about work because you and I both work in the fucking restaurant industry.
Correct. Yes, we do.
And what's the main problem going on right now?
The depths of fucking hell is what the restaurant industry is. And Ben alluded to that.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I'm glad that we're talking about restaurant shit today.
Yeah, 2 restaurant episodes in a fucking row. Like, look at us go.
Yeah. You asked for it. You get it.
Which, the hot button topic that's going around in, like, the news and social media and just society in general is the shortage of staff in restaurant industries.
Yeah, right.
And who better to talk about that than you and I?
Yep, that's true. It's at a point now where this always flourishing industry that can fucking be unstoppable during anything, other than fucking specific restaurants who have shitty fucking people running it or owning it, that is going to fucking run it into the ground. But restaurants always have flourished in COVID. I mean, multiple chefs and shit have told me, who are close to me, like, we've never seen anything like this in this industry.
Because they haven't.
We've never seen anything like how the industry has suffered through COVID. In the beginning, they were saying this, the first week of the shutdown in March of last year, or whatever. Was it March? It was March, yeah.
See, I think my favorite part of this whole... Not even my favorite part. I think the part that resonates the most with me is, before this, there was the battle for wage increase.
Right.
And a lot of people, especially a lot of social media keyboard warriors that can hide and throw out fucking opinions, are saying, you don't like this job, go get another one. Like, this job isn't for fucking... It's for kids to get their first job.
Yeah, you're seeing that a lot, those words.
But now nobody wants to go back. And it's, why can't we get some employees?
Well...
It's kind of a funny thing. It just shows how one-sided or lopsided and interwoven our thoughts and shit are.
I think people are realizing now that these restaurant gigs aren't their only don't have to be their only option.
I mean, let's break it right down.
With how hard that I feel that industry, especially now because it is so short-handed, everywhere. It's everywhere. Even the ones that can have the staff, I feel don't want to put that money that extra money to a bigger staff because they don't know what's going to happen with this COVID shit. You know what I mean? Or how this industry is going to fare after this.
I mean, let's get like just right into like working in a fucking kitchen. It's fucking shitty. The kind of people you see working in kitchens are you like we've talked about co-workers. We've had the Ricks and the Chesters.
Right.
You know, you got a lot of dead end people that are. It's an industry that they can maybe get a job as long as they keep showing up and they're not too fucked up. You don't get any advancement. You don't get any appreciation. You know, you're thrown into like a fuck. You're the only way that you're gonna enjoy it is if you happen to like the people that you're fucking working with.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever gone into a restaurant and said, you know what, 6 weeks later, I love this fucking job.
Yeah.
Another big part too is just the scheduling.
Yeah.
Like it's not a 9 to 5.
And that's another thing too. You like. Some places, you know, you'll have a set schedule, like where I'm at now.
We were just talking about this.
Everybody has their days. Everybody knows their days they're doing. A play like you, I mean, you're pretty much forced to be there every fucking day to begin with.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But shit changes. Like we were practicing on Thursdays and stuff with the band because we were able to get a couple hours off in the middle of the week. Like so, we'd get out at 3. Or some days we wouldn't go until 3.
But you're sacrificing another day that you had stuff to do. Because now, like, we're filming these shits on Mondays more because you got to go into work.
Yeah, and that was a day I was supposed to be at work anyways.
But yeah, now they're wanting you to be...
Yeah. So now it's sort of the point where it's 100%... And not... This is in kitchens in general. Let me be fucking very clear about that. That it's now to the point where... You have to 100% be invested into that building just as much as the owners from a mindset point to be able to have any kind of energy or mental stability to run through fucking 12 hours or even fucking 7 or 8 hour days.
As shitty as a factory job is, like, you don't have to be mentally invested into that factory as long as you know the machine you got to stand by for 8 to 10 hours. You go there, you stand there, you leave. You're probably an alcoholic, so you're fucking getting your 18-pack you're going to guzzle down before you got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the difference. Any kind of 9 to 5 or you sort of have like a stability that comes, like a stable thing that sort of comes out, like with Bob, like he knows he's going to be able to have family time, or if Reed or something needs to go somewhere, he's got like... You have to plan for this now, and when you're shorthanded, they'll black out the request off fucking calendar in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, any place, not just mine.
Same place where I work, you know, I've been there for 4 fucking years. They know that I go camping every fucking Labor Day weekend.
Right.
And so many times I've had to drive in from fucking Pennsylvania on a Sunday fucking morning to be there.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you're not taking this weekend off. I'm like, the fuck I ain't. Yeah. I don't even work here. I quit fucking 3 years ago, remember? But yeah, though that's a real thing.
Yeah,
and
that plays a pretty big part when you're a part of the machine every single day. And I think
you kind of hit it on the head when you talked about being mentally invested into what you're doing, because you show up at the restaurant and like, also as I was saying, you know, you're working around these people, you're gonna know right off or not you're gonna get along with whatever certain group, and if you're lucky enough, you know, you have your little crew that you kind of look to and rely on, like, oh, I'm working with this person on this night, like, we're going to be good, but this person ain't here and this person's here, now it's going to kind of suck a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's not even really a thing now. Like,
well, yeah, because you don't have interchangeable employees, so you're stuck with what you have.
But you do form a like for certain line combinations, for sure. For sure. And not even a like, but, like, you form a cohesive unit.
But at that point,
with certain people,
is where you become mentally invested into what you're doing in the fucking business itself.
And don't forget, we're also like while all this is going on, fucking freezers are breaking down, fucking lines are going, the computer system is crashing. Like this is a fucking standard, every fucking week thing for restaurants across the globe.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and like. Where I'm at, we're super fucking busy. We had 3 fucking fryers. Friday nights now, and our one fryer is broken, so we're down to 2. How are you gonna do fucking if you got 36 fucking beer fish, onion rings, 3 kinds of French fries, 25 chicken wings, and 6 orders of chicken fingers all at once, you got to do. How are you gonna do that in fucking 2 fryers?
That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
What's
it does.
that?
I know.
It
It's
sounds
making
so
me
good.
so
Yeah. But that's the reality of it. You know, like, you're gonna have people fucking bugging out and freaking. You know, it's putting the mental toll on you.
I think a big problem is to your question when we first started this topic is because of COVID and people being laid off for as long as they were. I was off for longer than I have been since I started working at 15 and a half years old. I was off for fucking on and off the better half of a year and a fucking half. You know what I mean? So more than even a half of that time. So people now are saying, man, like, now we're going back to being on our fucking feet for 45-hour weeks on concrete. Like, all these issues are coming back, and you just went from not having them after working all these years, and then you finally get a second. Yeah. Now these people are like, fuck this. I am.
Oh, I get it.
I'm like, fuck this.
That's another thing that people don't even realize. Like, the effect your body takes a toll just being on the fucking restaurant floor, because you have to have a specific kind of flooring in your kitchen to begin with for health code regulations.
Absolutely.
So what is it? How do you make it better?
The only way to make it better...
Make the whole industry better?
Yeah.
I think we're still at the horror story part before we get to the solution.
Well,
there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the whole...
I mean, we could elaborate, like...
The whole industry is in trouble now because while we had things like DoorDash and shit previous to this COVID shit, it is now become ingrained in people. See, that's the whole thing. The whole way people work and obtain and consume things has changed in 1.5 years.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same. Like, you don't see people doing, like, the order and take out to their car at grocery stores the way they were before.
Oh, yeah. I think absolutely this is the first time that getting groceries from the internet to your house is the first time it's actually being done by a massive amount of people.
Yeah, but I think they'll probably have, like, a 20% retention rate of people that actually...
Well, you're going to get a lot of people that missed out on that and need that extra thing just to get back in a normal, whatever you consider normal, pre-COVID way.
Yeah.
Or just even think back to the beginning of the pandemic when you're locked down and then, like, you actually get out to go to the store. You might spend an extra 10 fucking minutes wandering the aisles just because you're out there.
Right.
So a lot of that has to do with, cooped up people. I mean, there's definitely going to be people that are just to say, fuck this. Like, why have I been going to get my groceries when I could pay somebody else $10 to do it for me? That's what I was saying.
I mean, yeah, the lazy people now... Those are the ones, and people. It's not even a bad thing. Like, once you see what could be done for you, there's certain things you're like, well, I don't want to go back to the old way now. This is easier. I'm telling you, I have people in my life who now, when they go grocery shopping, they do it this way through the internet. Val has done it when Julie had COVID.
And I feel there's an equal number of people that are saying, you know what, like, this is a new way of making money. I can just go fucking shop for other people. I have at least a half dozen people I know that are like, oh, I got to go do my DoorDashes or whatever delivery things they're doing.
You know what industry might fail because of this that I see that hasn't come back yet is Uber and Lyft. There is no, it's 2 a.m, like, you can get a ride. That doesn't happen. Dave just went through it. I went through it before.
Well, you couldn't find an Uber?
Not one Lyft. Me and Val had that problem at 11 o'clock at night when we went out for probably Valentine's Day or some shit. We went downtown or Allentown to eat, and we couldn't even get a ride back. That one was no, it wasn't. We went 2 days later and celebrated.
The thing is, you don't make much money off of that to begin with. That was never.
People were cleaning up. If you do it 30 hours a week. We talk to every Uber driver we have, and we just shoot the shit, trying to not make the ride awkward, and we gauge if they want to talk or not. And if they do, we start talking about our jobs, their jobs, whatever. And yeah, I think they make pretty good money to drive, but all the wear and tear to your car and stuff, I don't think it evens out.
No. Yeah.
A big part of the argument that people are talking about the situation is that because there's extra unemployment benefits, a little extra money that's coming out there, that people are sitting home just wanting to collect money and not go back to work. Mm-hmm. And there's, visions of all these, now we're hired and nobody wants to work here. But I think if you look at the actual numbers with unemployment, and I'll ask your opinion on this because you're more into that kind of... We sit here and make fucking chicken fingers and fucking sandwiches. Like, you do more of a fucking cost-effective working thing, so...
Yeah.
Right now, or pre-COVID, it was 3.5% unemployment nationally. Now it's 6%. So we're kind of getting back to where we were. It's not as high as 14, 15 where it was.
Yeah.
So with this extra 2.5%, do you think that's the whole fucking... Do you think that's what it is?
No, not at all.
Or do you think it's...
Yeah, no. People,
I mean, granted, there are some people collecting some money and benefits, but do you think it's... What they're saying is, like, there's just a mass amount of people sitting on their ass...
No, not at all.
Getting an extra fucking...
It's that people, like, it's a return on investment. Like, their time is valuable, and they're not going to keep on, like... They go back to work, and they make the same amount of money that they got when they didn't have to put their kids in daycare, when they didn't have to, like, eat terribly and quickly because they had to, like, cram some food in like, a 20-minute break, or they wanted to clock out early or whatever like that. They didn't have to worry about picking up, their kid after school. Like, their life, it's not like they have a simple life. Like, oh, they're paying $16 an hour. Yeah, any job paying $16 an hour, like you said, they expect you to be there whenever they tell you to be there.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you full-time hours.
Right.
Your schedule's going to be all over the place.
And if someone needs to be cut that day and you've already worked your legal 4 hours, they will send you home.
Yeah.
And some places might just say, all right, well, you're still going to work. We'll just pay you cash under the table.
Yeah, but those days are very, very few and far between.
You'd be surprised.
But the thing is, what's really happening is that people aren't being paid enough. They're just the wages aren't, like, they haven't kept up with inflation. The numbers are there. It's not anecdotal.
So is it like people are just going to find jobs elsewhere when they have the opportunity to? Because
100%. They can be like, well, I can make this much money doing a gig like job or selling this or making phone calls, work at a bank center or a call center for 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And do this and not be fucking stressed out and qualify for these benefits. But they would work if they were getting proper value for their time. That's 100%.
And also, like, one of the main reasons I found myself in the situation with the way I work a day a week, and now, like, they don't want to fucking pay money for extra work or help, because, you get the owners that, get a little greedy. They want to collect every fucking dollar they can get and every penny.
Yeah.
And they feel you got enough people that can efficiently run it without running the ship into the ground. They're just going to fucking ride it out and see how long they can go.
And they typically want to do less and less and less every year.
Right.
But the biggest thing was, like, after we had Jack, and, Vicky making more money than me, being a nurse at the time, it was almost pointless for me to go to work and have to pay fucking daycare because we're paying the same amount of time. Mm-hmm. So why should I not just take that time and, be with my son as he's growing up? And not paying somebody else to watch them.
Yeah, all these old fucking boomers that are like, just go work a job. That fucking sold. These are the assholes that sold us out.
Yeah,
you can't get a fucking $40,000 a year job right out of high school, no college education. You gotta have a fucking master's degree, and they want to pay you $15 an hour.
And then.
Like, no, it's not
even
how it fucking
even
works.
with the.
There's no. My point was, there's no single income household anymore. Like, both people have to work.
Yeah.
So now do they expect you, like, oh, go get a fucking job. Like, all right, so now we both have to work. I don't get to be with my kid. My kid grows up without at least one parent there, like, giving some sort of guidance.
Yeah, and you gotta
tell me that my kid, like, oh, I didn't raise him right if he does anything wrong.
And it is exactly what the boomers fucking did to us. And now, like, they want to repeat the cycle because they were able to afford a car and a house on the job that they had at the time.
Yeah, because they were able to fucking press a button for fucking 8 hours a day, fucking 5-6 days a week.
Yeah, I mean,
and then come home at 3 o'clock and fucking have the whole evening with their family.
You watch when this minimum wage goes to what it's supposed to go to for fast food workers and shit. This whole robotic fucking cooks is going to be real. They already exist. We've all seen the pictures and videos and shit. It's going to happen.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No, not for like make to order stuff like that. No, absolutely not.
And maybe not the robots making it, but like kiosks and shit.
It's not the cost of the worker. It's not. It's our economic system.
No, I get
it's not the cost of the worker. They're not going to put robots in. It's the fact that they're doing nothing but extracting wealth from us. They're taking our money, and then they're having us fight over the fucking crumbs. Like, there's more than enough money. You could tax Bill Gates at fucking 80%, and he'll still have like $15 billion or something.
I think absolutely.
Maybe not after the divorce, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely, front counter people will be eliminated. Maybe not the cooks and shit. I agree with that. But
there's probably
the
going to be
counter
somebody
people
expediting.
and how you order will be eliminated.
So who gets the savings from that? It's not passed along to us as the consumer. It goes to these fuckers.
It's about time. It's about saving.
No,
it's about
you're missing the point.
Is he's saying when
they're saving money by not paying that person, correct?
Yeah.
Where does that savings go?
Oh, I don't know. That's
into
I'm telling you,
into
their fucking pocket.
Well, yeah.
In their fucking stock. Well, that's where it goes.
Right.
So don't yell at the guy who doesn't want to work for $15 an hour because he's like, oh, you're going to be replaced by a machine.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's because you're being replaced by a machine. Well, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Like, people can't buy shit.
Right.
Like, if they're not working. If you make it so people don't have to fucking work because they got a machine in there, you're saving that money. Where's that money going? Like, people still got to drive to there. They still need power plants to fucking run electricity to that place.
Right.
Like, they're just not expected to pay for that anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not arguing that fact at all.
Yeah,
which kind of reminds me of something like once we started kind of hashing out this topic and seeing the talk and the chatter, like, is the fucking restaurant business like already outgrown itself? Should it be as big as it is? Do we really need fucking restaurants? Like, every single fucking person that cooked a fucking burger and knew how to make french fries said, gee, I should open up a fucking restaurant to make some money?
I mean, it's gonna... I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. I think we might see less. I don't think the idea of restaurants is ever gonna die.
No, I'm not...
see less restaurants.
I'm not saying, like, the idea of
see more
restaurants.
shutting down right now for this time, for this...
It's gonna be...
shut down, but you'll see a new one open up.
No, I know. I understand that.
Eat.
No. I'm not saying that's my whole point,
Deeper point into the thing, though, like, people have become too reliant on restaurants to fucking eat. So we're lacking another, just being able to sit around. We're in such a fast-paced world now, somehow, with all this extra technology. Like, everyone's in a fucking hurry to do something, but nobody really knows what they're in a fucking hurry for. A lot of shit that they've just brought upon themselves. One of the main things we're missing is that bond where you sit down with your family for half an hour to 45 minutes and have a meal. Sitting down and, cooking something. Now we're so dependent on, like, I'm just going to grab something here, we'll grab something here. And I'm just as fucking guilty as everybody because I do it probably more than anybody. Especially if someone works in a restaurant, I'd rather just fucking order out all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm the same way. When you're on a swing shift, when you got to work crazy hours, when you don't know what your schedule is week to week.
Yeah.
Like, you can't live another way.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But that industry kind of created that monster. So you chopped it off at the head, like, and had more of a 9-to-5 thing. Like, do we need all these fucking restaurants?
No, probably not.
Is this gonna weed it out? Like, who deserves to be staying? Who deserves not to be staying?
Yeah, absolutely. But
that
doesn't mean
like,
that
there's always gonna be a fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
there's always going to be the fine dining restaurant you want to go to a special occasion. And then even, maybe it's slightly biased in my mind, but there probably should always be a pizzeria too, because fucking pizza and wings are fucking key. But do we need all these, do we need fucking 25 restaurants on the strip?
We don't need it. Could they all be sustainable? 100%. The fact is, 70-80% of them are run like shit.
Yeah, well, that was my point, is that it's people aren't, it's not going to take away all the shitty owners. There's still going to be those restaurants with shitty service, shitty owners, any kind of employee benefits for these people that are working for them.
But how long is a shitty place going to fucking last, and what's going to keep them going?
Dude, there's still shitty places that have outlasted COVID.
I mean, right now, because it's only been a year, a little over a year.
And Little Caesars is still open. That fucking
blows my mind. I think
you don't like Little Caesars? No. Dude, they're fucking footlong, or they're big. Remember the Bigfoot pizza back in the 90s? Dude, that shit was pretty dope.
I don't like Little Caesars either, but I love
Domino's. No, you know what, Beck? It was definitely...
Oh, you love Domino's?
Yeah.
Domino's,
and
it's
really
cheap.
Good,
no, I love Domino's.
But oh my god!
When we lived in Buffalo, we had a fucking Little Caesars around the corner, and it was the first time I'd had it since like middle school pizza parties, and it's definitely different than it used to be.
Oh yeah, all those Pizza Hut, Domino's,
even the quote unquote local places are using like pre-made.
Dough.
Yeah, like because you can
put
like the like.
Oh yeah.
Well,
put them in the.
Another big thing
what are those called?
The air bubbles.
The what?
The air bubbles.
No, the divots from.
Oh yeah.
When
they come in the frozen fucking bags, you put them in the proofer, let them fucking thaw out and rise.
Another thing is, I don't think
we're just about like pizza places like other places don't, other than Buffalo area, really know, like New York maybe in general.
What,
so
for
pizza?
It's still huge.
Well, yeah, a couple spots, but I mean, out in like fucking North Carolina, like you are not finding a good fucking pizza probably without some searching.
No, but there are a lot of people from Buffalo that go to these areas and open places. Florida has a shit ton of them. In Tampa and Clearwater, there's like 5 in those 2 cities over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, pizza places should stay. But anyway,
like I said, man, I think all of them. But I don't know. It has to be run well. Any restaurant can make it that's run well. And by run well means quality food, happy staff, great processes, and standardized processes.
Yeah.
And I think right now where it's lacking is probably happy staff and standardized practices.
But that's
which
not
in turn
new to the industry.
No, but I mean it's coming out now. Like people have had time to sit around and not be stuck doing that, and time to think about it.
That's for sure.
And the quality, if a place could have food, like there's so many places have fucking opened up and they're like, man, this fucking food is great, and then fucking 3 months later you go there and you're like, man, this fucking sucks. Like what happened?
What happened is the consistency, and the people that are supposed to be controlling the quality and quality control for real there's no consistency.
Who's really controlling the quality, and how are they doing that? Because I've never seen like an actual quality control. Like you obviously like
no, hold on. Yeah, walking around, dude. Like you guys don't temp product at your work.
Oh, we definitely do.
Yeah,
I'm trying to gauge what you consider quality. Like you want it to fucking look good.
Consistency. So first of all, the person who is in charge of this quality control, for lack of a better term that we're saying, needs to be paid well, needs to be personable, needs to have some kind of reasoning for taking over this gig that are going to make them happier on a daily basis. That's rule number 1. Because your staff can't be happy until you have the happiness to be in ability to fucking handle stress.
But are any of these small town or small time mom and pop operations going to hire that quality control person? And then you're going to go to a corporate chain and they're going to have somebody that they fucking went through some kind of fucking monotonous fucking training that they've seen on a computer screen showing them what they do.
Well, those places are all super standardized.
Yeah, that's all Applebee's and franchisees and all that shit.
Yeah.
And that is why, though, when you go to Applebee's, it's always shit. It's because no matter what, that's just the product they put out.
Yeah.
But it's always consistently the same. So sometimes you like the taste of shit. So maybe you want to go and have a burger at Applebee's because for some reason, when you were a kid, you enjoyed it so much that you still crave it today, but you know it's shit.
Well, a lot of people really don't have good taste.
And again...
But just like the Little Caesars thing.
Something like in Applebee's, like people don't go to Applebee's because they're like, hey, I want to go eat here. But they like the atmosphere of being able to sit down and have half-price appetizers.
Because it's all
half-price cocktails.
Yes, they always know there's going to be specials like that.
So they have a gimmick that'll bring them in. And like me and Vicky go to Applebee's quite a bit.
Yeah, no, there's again
the gimmick of single moms.
Yeah, we're usually on a weekend. Yeah, when the 50% off appetizers and fucking
hour, yeah. Those places are brutal.
But yeah, I don't like eating at those places. I don't enjoy.
How do those places stay in business? Like even right now,
you just heard why? Because first of all, you go and you drink these huge ass drinks with 7 different kinds of liquor for less money than a drink this big at your fucking favorite local corner bar, and of just Jack and Coke. And the atmosphere is that of a seedy corner bar. At Applebee's, you feel like you're in a fucking better place than you actually fucking are. Like,
and you're getting fucking food that comes vacuum sealed in a package and thrown in a fucking microwave.
How long has Applebee's been around for? Do you guys remember it as kids?
I remember
okay, so
maybe
more of a Friendly's ground round.
All right.
I remember hearing about it in like the early 90s.
So
like
that's what I thought. It probably came
out
out around the 90s. I've been going there since I was a kid because I was born in 88. So the last 2 times I went, I told myself, "Don't go. You hate it there. It's going to be a problem." But then they're like, my girlfriend's like, they want to go to because they sort of like Applebee's, the pretzel sticks, and all that horse shit.
Is that Grandma calling you?
I don't know. Now
I've been fucking looking at your phone the whole time. We're just waiting for Grandma to call.
I silenced it. So yeah. No, I don't know. Whatever.
No, you were fucking going to Applebee's.
Oh, so now I get that little sense of like, oh yeah, Applebee's. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. And then that's the only place I ever send my food back or tell someone to go fuck themselves. The only place.
Is it Applebee's?
Yeah, and I did it at Donny's. I haven't been in a place like that in 2 years.
Don't go.
No, I don't.
Like that.
My girlfriend, my daughter likes it, so I'll go there. Fucking.
There's always
but
a
not
real
anymore.
shitty local place you can go to that's just as bad.
I know. Trust me, I know.
But it's better.
Where the kitchen staff is fucking angry and sitting outside, fucking.
That was the Delaware, and that place will be closed soon.
And then you think with a lot of these like mainstream restaurants, like I haven't worked in a mainstream restaurant other than like McDonald's when we were kids, but some of these places like the kitchen, like working in fucking silence.
Sometimes that's more in the places that Ben
actually,
worked
yeah,
than it is in any of these. Fucking...
Actually, I think it was last weekend when we weren't filming. Me and Vicky went out on a date to this restaurant out in Batavia that we used to go to a lot, and we happened to get a table like right next to the kitchen, and you got a little window in there, and like there's 4 angry old dudes in there, fucking all in silence and listening to classic rock on the fucking radio. And we got there like an hour and a half before close. We were kind of kicking it, and just as like the late night rush is picking up before they close, and like the 2 waitresses were on, like all of a sudden you see the fucking conflict between the front and the back, and we're right by the window, so you see the one fucking guy that's just like, he's the ringleader back there, and he's just fucking got the evil, angry look, and I'm sitting there looking at him, and I'm like, holy fuck, I've been that guy so many fucking times, and like 5 more years, I'll be that guy.
Yeah,
But the whole time, though, they're in fucking silence, and I'm telling Vicky, I'm like, I mean, it probably has to do with the fact that they got the open window right out to the diner room, but I could never work in a fucking kitchen where you have to work in fucking silence.
No, I probably wouldn't either, but I think actually that's probably, if you're going to run a fucking consistent kitchen, that's probably one of the fucking bullet points that I would put up there on how to change an industry that is
and I'm not
trouble.
even disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, but I wouldn't want to do it. I'm outgrowing this industry. I don't love it like chefs do. I don't think.
But when you say chefs do, is that a chef that's actually running a fucking restaurant and creating something and trying to be something?
Yeah, because...
And not your culinary school person that loved food and loved the idea of putting food together, went through the fucking system and then realized how fucked it was.
Yeah, that's why
suicide... And now they have fucking drug problems, mental problems.
Suicide rate is extremely high for chefs and restaurant owners.
Is it?
It is, yeah. If you... where's Bob?
Of course he runs when we need some statistics.
I know.
What the fuck? See it netted in.
Can you look up the suicide rate of chefs?
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
And something?
I stepped away for like 1
I
minute.
know.
Can you see what the chance of me killing myself is?
No.
Yeah, no. Definitely a mental health day coming on soon.
But I'm saying we're talking about how chefs put them. They love cooking. They grew up loving cooking, and then they get to the point where they go through the ranks to become a chef, and then they just realize what a shitty, mental threatening environment that this fucking industry provides.
And I know, like, we'd sat down, we made little outlines and shit, made some fucking points that we were going to talk about because we were going to come professional and prepared for one of our shows. So while I was brainstorming them ideas, it actually reminded me of something, and I was waiting for Bob and whenever the fuck he disappeared to come back here, and now he is. But just my cigarette smoking. Like, yeah, my friends will say I fucking smoke cigarettes and too many of them probably.
Your friends will
yeah.
say you smoke
Not
cigarettes.
probably.
You smoke cigarettes. My friends will say I may smoke a cigarette or two.
Okay, I'm trying to say the easiest way to say I smoke too fucking much and need to quit.
Yeah.
But the reason why I smoke the way I do is a direct result of working in restaurants.
Is it though?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, guys.
You were
take
smoking
it
like
away.
that way before you worked in a fucking restaurant. Mr. 2 packs a day in high school.
I was not smoking 2 packs a day in high school.
Right after high school, if not your senior year. Summer of your senior year, 2 packs a fucking day.
No. I didn't start smoking 2 packs a day until I started working at the fucking restaurant that you're working at.
I'm just letting this play out, guys. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I don't know,
I know.
man. I
But
remember. I remember.
I'm sure I had
fucking
moments,
cigs.
especially if I,
At
yeah.
Old Man Bill's. At Old Man Bill's, you were smoking 2
I was
packs a
working
fucking
at the fucking restaurant.
Alright,
And that's the
alright.
point I'm trying to make. Like,
Alright.
you're getting fucking crushed. So you want a fucking cigarette so bad, so you can just have that fucking couple minutes to
Yeah.
fucking reset yourself.
Yeah.
So what they say? Oh, you got 10 minutes. When you can get that 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Where the fuck do you work?
I'm just saying, at the time we had 10-minute breaks at One Eye Jack's.
No, we get
Now, like, breaks are a little weird where I'm at, but
we get an hour break on a 10-hour shift, which
I'm a grown ass man. Like, I'll go out and fucking smoke when I want to fucking have a cig.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be a dick about it and just run off and leave everybody hanging. But if everything's
I do the
caught up,
same.
I'll go
Yeah.
out. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't know when you're gonna get a fucking break. You guys only get one break. You don't get cigarette breaks.
we get cigarette breaks, but like it's
Yeah. Then that
5
I'm not
minutes,
saying
so
like.
yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, you're out there, like, you just got fucking crushed for a couple hours. You need to smoke. You need to fucking reset. So you run out and smoke a cigarette. But now, like, all right, I'm going to smoke another fucking cigarette, too, because who knows when the fuck I'm going to get back out here.
Right.
So you start chain smoking cigs in your however many minute block you have to be out there. And now it's to the point where, like, I could fucking sit here, start telling a story, run outside, smoke a cigarette, come back in, and fucking you'll still be responding to the story. It'll be like fucking 30 seconds or less.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, that's a direct result. Like, if I didn't work in restaurants, I wouldn't fucking smoke like a fucking fiend.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of
I
that,
went and
like,
worked in a fucking hotel, and I could just walk right out the front door anytime I wanted to, and I fucking smoked less cigs.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
chefing has not as high suicide rates as mining, quarrying, oil, gas extraction, construction.
Really? Is that true?
Okay, that's...
Other services such as automotive repair, hunting, or like agriculture, forestry, fishing, transportation and warehousing, installation, maintenance, repair, arts, design, entertainment, sports and media, transportation.
Wait,
No, dude, there's no way.
entertainment, sports, and media has a higher
Over-
suicide rate?
Yeah, think about fucking how many fucking guitar players off themselves and then how many more should.
But I think maybe they.
You had a look in your eye. I knew you
How
were
many
fucking.
more
I knew you were
should?
going fucking somewhere
We
with
might have to
that.
cut that Korean sense.
No.
out.
I think, yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it was only a guitar player, so.
See, because my chef and multiple chefs have always, and people I've worked
Wait,
with.
let's-
Chefs, I found
hold
it.
on.
I found chefs. They're number 4.
You know what?
Number 4.
Wait, some occupational. I'm
Number
sorry, I'm
4.
reading like a legit CDC study. I'm trying
Yeah.
to like skim
Oh,
it.
Okay. So
Um,
they're number 4 though.
Yeah, so rates
That's
could
pretty
be
high.
calculated for 118 detailed occupational groups for males and 32 females. Some occupational groups with suicide rates significantly higher than those of the study population were only identifiable through observation at the detailed group level. Among males, these detailed groups included the following 7 groups. 1, fishing and hunting. 2, machinists. 3, welding, soldering, brazing. 4, chefs and head cooks.
Yeah.
5, construction.
Okay, chefs and head cooks. Now you should redo these numbers with just line cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
but go.
Well, I think they call it food preparation and serving.
Oh,
related
there
group.
it is. What number?
And they
that's-
probably also call a lot of it overdoses and not suicide.
Yeah.
It's a good point, but I mean, a lot of chefs they will. They'll. It's fun. It really is such a because a chef is the person who is manning the shit. Like they're
Yeah.
driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're in the fucking driver's seat. And if something goes wrong, it's on them, and that includes if something goes wrong on the front of the house, even though it's not their fucking responsibility. So,
but I mean, I think we're even getting a little ahead of ourselves by just using the term chef because that's for more of a fine dining experience.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
And I'm talking more of your just.
And I'm not sure how they define chef in that study too. So.
Exactly.
But he said a lot.
And I'm thinking just like a cook, because a cook and a chef are definitely not the same thing.
No, they're not. But even if you put those numbers in for cook, I think that might fall under what he's saying with chef and kitchen leaders or whatever. It wouldn't be far from that. But yeah, I mean, but anyone that's at the low end of the totem pole in any job environment, the suicide rate's going to be probably more decent than anyone who is above.
And the way people address it, like, you know, it's a low skilled job. Anybody can do it. The skill isn't actually fucking putting the food together. The skill's the mental fucking toughness it takes
and
to
the
make
physicality.
It through. Yeah, that's the skill. Is the mental toughness to fucking make it through.
Yeah, because you're being presented with so many different situations all at the same time, and you got to figure out the best way to execute, and it's different every day, every hour.
Right.
Like it's super high stress. It's not simple.
No, it's not simple at all, and it's very it's so underrated how not simple it actually is.
That's because these guys that are, and I say guys, but people that like disregard these types of jobs could never fucking hack it.
Yeah, the same Karens that'll fucking, they don't get served. There was a thread that I seen on Facebook about a week ago, and it was funny because me and my coworkers went through the same exact fucking situation like 2 days before I found it, and I ended up staying up till fucking like 12:30 because it started from 1,700 comments, got to like fucking 3,000, and then fucking shit. Like Jack got an extra hour the fucking before he went to bed because I was fucking reading this thread. So this guy shows up at a fucking restaurant like 5 minutes to fucking close, and there's a person in front of him, and then he gets up to the counter. It's closing time. He in his post he claims. And I think I screenshotted that before it got deleted. After it got deleted in the middle of me fucking going through the fucking rabbit hole of fucking comments here. Yeah. But the dude gets up to the counter. It's 8:00. They're closed, and he's like, "Oh, I want to order a grilled cheese, and my son wants a grilled cheese and a baked potato. His 9-year-old wants a fucking baked potato." Which that's part of the comments. Like, what fucking 9-year-old wants a fucking baked potato? Yeah. But they're like, "Sorry, like we're closing. We're not making any more hot sandwiches. We'll give you a cold sandwich if you want it, but we're not making a hot sandwich." So this fucking dude, and another thing is, you know, people start trolling this Facebook page, and he's got one of them coffee cups that says "fuck your feelings."
Of course.
So that gets put up there. So he's all pissed off, pulls the typical, "I was gonna spend all this money here, now you lost a customer."
And a chopped cheese and a fucking tater. Fuck you.
Yeah. He was ready to drop. Right. So then he has his kid post in front of this restaurant so he could take a picture of him, and then make this whole Facebook post about how his kid's upset that he didn't get his fucking grilled cheese and a baked potato, and how he was going to spend $50 to feed his family, but they just lost a customer. So this guy thought, you know, posting this on fucking Facebook was going to get him some fucking sympathy, which was quite the fucking opposite.
Which, yeah, you could tell. Just that people are not looked at in good light with those...
And it's like...
intentions of...
thousands of fucking comments. And it's one of them things, you know, like I said, it just fucking happened where I work, where it was literally fucking 2 minutes after fucking closing, and we got all our shit, and we're getting the fuck out of there, and then these people come in and they're fucking raising hell that they're not getting fucking served. And it's like, that's what business hours are for. You show up in between the business hours.
Well, we just went to a place... for Mother's Day, I forget, it was on the water somewhere in Williamsville. But, and it says right there, like, we're open till 8, but our last table is at 7:30. And where I work now doesn't do that. And there's a lot of times where, like, this just happened the other night. You're cleaning and shit because it's slower, like, you're finally able to get some shit done an hour before you close, and literally they go on a wait, and then there's 5 or 6 tables that haven't been sat, and it's now 5 minutes before close. People aren't even sat yet, and you have to, you know that, okay, I can't even fucking start my cleanup shit. Normally, you're out of there 20 minutes, 10 minutes later.
And that's a big part of what fucking drives people fucking crazy working in these industries, is having to fucking deal with shit like that.
Unpredictability every single
And this is why for shift. Fucking... years I've told everybody I'm friends with, like, we do not, when we want to go out to eat, we're not going to this fucking restaurant that's closing in 20 fucking minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
people get mad at me.
We do not fucking do this.
And
like,
now...
Even 45 minutes before, I'm like,
yeah.
let's see if there's any other...
I don't even really do it to pizzerias. Like, if it has to be about an hour.
Like, fast food?
Before closing.
Your fucking corporate streamlined thing, that's your deal.
That's different.
I'm not going to this fucking restaurant and fucking... Funny thing is, like, when me and Vicky first started dating, she had never been to an IHOP before. So I'm like, all right, we're going to fucking IHOP. We roll up into the IHOP. Right on the door, it was like, closes at 8. We're there at like 5:30. Sit down. There's not many people in there. We're like, oh, that's kind of weird. Looking at our pancakes. I'm explaining all the different syrups. Like, well, try this one, try this one, try this one. Because, they got boysenberry and strawberry and whatever. Waitress comes over all nice. Like, oh, we'll take your order, blah, blah, blah. Take our order. She takes it to the kitchen. All of a sudden, you hear fucking pans. You hear fuck. Swearing. Shit's getting thrown. Shit's all kind of angry. And I'd already explained to Vicky, because we've been on a couple dates at this point, like, out to eat to places. Like, we're not going when they close. So I asked the waitress, like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Oh, well, we're closing at 6 tonight. Whoa, wait a minute. You're closing at fucking 6. It says 8 on the door. It's like now 5:45.
Yeah.
The kitchen's all fucking pissed off. Oh, yeah, we forgot to put a sign on... You forgot to put a sign on the door to tell fucking people? So, literally,
management.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I went back in the kitchen, and I had a fucking $10 bill, and it was 3 dudes back there, and I'm like, listen, man, I fucking get it. Like, I didn't know. There's no sign, like, fucking here, don't spit in my fucking pants. like, my girlfriend's never fucking eaten here. Like, we would have went somewhere else. Like, I just wanted her to have fucking boysenberry syrup on fucking pancakes, that's all.
Were they cool about that?
No, they were.
They fucking love that.
No, yeah, because nobody fucking does that.
Yeah.
So, like, they fucking got it. Like, yeah, and it was cool. We had fucking amazing pancakes. Like, they definitely didn't fuck around.
And they should have told you. I'm surprised the server didn't tell you.
No, like I said, we walked in there. It was so fucking casual. Like,
just so you know, we close at 5:30 or 6 today. So please, like, if you could get your order in a little faster rather than later, that'd be cool.
And this is how you get front of the house and back of the house drama that we discussed a little bit with Ben last week.
Yeah, there's no communication. That's the biggest part of this.
We're gonna need to have him come on, like, do a Zoom with us and like give us some more fucking tips on these battles, because like that was my favorite part of that show.
Yeah.
And not that I hate waitresses or nothing, just, I mean, where I work now, like, they're not as personable as when I worked where you work. Like, I got along with all of them, and, we're all friends, and it was a family thing, and now where I work, there's a couple, like, older ladies that, like to hit the dab pens at the end of the night, but a lot of them are just fucking, I don't know. Sometimes you might need to put a fucking plate in an oven 500 degrees for half an hour kind of thing.
I like the poison fucking pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why, like, he was saying that, I was trying to, like, get some more fucking information. Like, wait a minute, like, keep talking. Keep talking.
And everything he said, that he said about the industry rings true. And he seems like he doesn't only work in, like, more fine dining establishments.
Yeah,
so, like, he gets it. And I like these people who don't just stay in one fucking part of this industry, because you do tend to take shit for granted and forget where you came from and what a line cook does. And that's a big part with management too. You guys are asking, like, what and where does the negative aspects of this come in, is the lack of communication. And these people who are now managers, and it's for every restaurant, it's easy for anybody to lose sight of, like, what it takes to be the underdog in situations, or the lower on the totem pole workers, and how much those people are the ones that make your businesses survive over your managers. Because you're right, normally in a lot of places, managers are not trained well enough, they're not paid well enough, they're not given a thank you enough, or bonuses,
if you're
or
getting
raises enough to
you
care.
get a 50-cent raise, you're working 40 hours a week. That's $20 minus taxes. That's fucking, what, $13? So you're getting an extra $13 a week to fucking have...
I'm worth $50 a month.
Yeah.
$50 a month. Yeah.
And, the shit'll get... So that's where the power trip comes in, because you're not being compensated financially, so you got that title, you're gonna get something to exploit out of it. And a case in point, like where you work, and I worked for 11 fucking years, we had a kid, and everybody knows him because I brought him in as part of the crew. He goes snowboarding with Bob and buys weed off of friends and used to go to Buzzhound shows, but we'll just call him Donny Ree.
Donny Ree.
Donny Ree. You know, works alongside him. Your dad works with Donny Ree now on the fucking loading docks, whatever.
Which is funny because those job changes pretty much came at, well, not that he worked there before, but like that close before. But
and me and Donny Ree fucking got along fucking great for years, and then at some point, like, they kind of made him like a night manager or something, and this got to his head, and I was working daytime. Like, me and him were pretty equal footing at the time. Good out of work relationship and everything. But he gets this fucking job, or gets this little title, it goes to his head a little bit, so he starts wanting to boss people around more and throw some fucking authority. And I was telling you out back, when we were trying to discuss a few things about solutions and whatever, one of the things I used to do is train all the dishwashers. And you get dishwashers in, you get young kids. The only place for advancement when you're in a restaurant business is go from dishwasher to being the cook.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
In the spring, business is going to pick up. You're going to want to hire a new cook to replace the ones that you lost along the way. You start in-house. You go with the dishwashers first. I used to show these kids how to wash dishes because they would get kind of stuck and not know how soap and bubbles and scraping and pressing buttons makes dishes clean.
Right.
But
well,
also
because you explained it to like that.
No,
the soap and the bubbles and
no,
the buttons and the clean.
No, this is before I
done.
This is before that I started explaining it, and then it was good because I figured out some techniques because I started as a dishwasher too. Yeah, I figured out some fucking corners to cut, so I have more time to go smoke cigarettes. But anyways, like, you find the kids that are fucking interested, and then you start them with, you know, can't even say the word.
Menial.
That word. Menial tasks.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep, no problem.
It's going to be a while if you didn't say
that.
Yeah,
I know. Too much I'm fucking Donny Ree right now.
Because I wasn't going to say shit. I was just going to let him keep trying to pronounce it.
Combination being stoned in this fucking... this really good Earl Grey. Perfect amount of honey, by the way, too. So you get these kids, and you know which ones are going to last and which ones you're going to bring up. So you get them interested, like, all right, start filling up these barbecue sauces. And then I'll show you how to make coleslaw. All right, you did that, I'll show you how to cut a piece of bread. If you're over 18 and you're allowed to legally use a knife per New York State standards. So, when you're fucking busy, you can call on these fucking kids to come help you. I know you
now this it's a little different.
I'm sure. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to do
but
this.
You're
I'm
right,
just saying.
though. But that is how it typically always has worked for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Back to Donny Ree, like, he gets this fucking position, and like, he's not giving this kind of attention to the kids that we're trying to bring him up and like get them into the fucking fold. He's just worried about trying to have a little bit of power. And trying to hook up with waitresses that are way out of his fucking league. And that's actually what happened. This was the downfall of, like, mine and his relationship, which ended up to me just having to leave eventually because the pond was only big enough for one of these fish that had gotten too fucking big. But the thing was, they had made another waitress the manager of the front of the house.
All right.
And this kid, Donnie, had a crush on this girl who was a gorgeous girl to begin with, so 10 times out of his fucking league. So his best way to...
James's pot shots just keep getting fucking...
It was on site with me and him for a long fucking time. Like, he used to...
Oh, yeah, dude. He was going to practice, be like fucking just slamming shit around.
Oh, really?
Like,
was that bad?
This is how it became, is like... So his way to shoot his shot at the girl that he had absolutely no fucking chance in the fucking world with was not to, like, bring some flowers in or fucking scrape the ice off your car in the wintertime. It was, hey, you guys are busy out front? I'm going to go sit in the fucking back office and I'm going to fucking get on my cell phone and I'm going to call the fucking restaurant phone, wait for you to pick it up, and then ask you why you didn't answer the phone so quick.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Right.
So that's not making him any fucking friends
with
especially like you got a crush on this fucking girl. This is how you're trying to fucking spit your game. Really?
It's kind of like fucking elementary school.
Really, Donnie?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Why the fuck are you even doing that? Like, everyone's fucking stressed out around here. You don't need your bullshit. Like I said, me on site, I used to fucking challenge him to fights. Let's fucking punch out and go to the fucking. And yeah, we'll say we made a lot of laughs about the fighting, non-fighting, and all this shit. But this is real shit. Like, I was ready to fight this dude at any given moment. Let's go to the fucking car wash and fight in the car wash bay. Never wanted to, whatever. And even Scott and Chris would fucking come in and be like, why are you guys fucking... Oh, it's James and Ron. Let them fucking hash out. We're not dealing with this shit anymore. At first, it was like, they come in like, all right, you guys gotta stop. And then after fucking a year of this shit every fucking day, it was stop. Like, or whatever. Like, this motherfucker would come in and look for every prep thing that I did, because you have to sign your initials. Actually, I'm left-handed, so sign your initials. And he'd look, why didn't you cut its corned beef? Well, listen, dipshit. I had corned beef. If you would have looked where it fucking was supposed to be, you'd see I had extra fucking corned beef, so fuck you. Let's go out and fight, fucking asshole. But a little bit, not that mellow, it was a little more dramatic. But what really set it off was...
Let's go out and fight, you fucking asshole.
What really set it off, like I said, I worked with my sister at the time, and my sister still got along with Donny Ree. Donny Rejects. So wow. So he comes in one day, right, and he tells me, my sister, and little Jake, because little Jake was staying there too. He's like, man, I had this dream about so and so, the girl that he had a crush on, that he was just fucking being a complete piece of shit to.
Yeah.
I had a dream that I asked her out, and she fucking said no. So I'm standing there, I'm like, you're so fucking lame, you can't even get a fucking date in your dream, you're getting fucking shut down. I'm like... So, he gets all fucking pissed off, goes in the pit room, slams the fucking door, locks it, and is in there fucking pouting for like a fucking hour. All pissed off because I said that.
How old was this kid like when this happened? Like 19, 18, 19?
No, Donnie?
Yeah.
He was like fucking a little bit younger than us, but not much.
Yeah, he's probably...
So he was like 28, 30
he's probably
at the time.
he's probably like 36 or 7 right now.
But, I mean, to his... And like I said, to the point, like, he'd still be showing up to Buzzhound shows. Like, I'm not even fucking talking to this dude. Like, if he wants to go out and fight, like... Because he's still hanging out with the friends.
Did you guys ever fight?
No, I tried getting to fight a lot of times. But, to his credit... And this happened more than once. Like, me and him are at each other's fucking throats. Like, he's coming in looking for shit to bitch about. I'm waiting for him to come in and bitch. Like, I ended up leaving. He'd come in at 2 o'clock, so I'd start just leaving. As soon as you walk in the door, I'd just punch out and leave. Not even say shit. Big Dave knew it. Like, he gave up. He's like, whatever. Like, Donnie's here. He's here, like, whatever. And then I went and did my taxes the one year, and I realized I had fucking made... like $6,000 or $7,000 less by leaving early for an entire fucking year.
Wow.
On top of being all fucking crazy and spending like fucking $5,000 or $6,000 going to the fucking send my dentist a fucking Hawaiian vacation.
Oh.
So I realized the financial fucking hit that I took, and that's why I ended up leaving the fucking restaurant.
Wow.
Was because of that. But to Donnie's fucking credit, me and him could be in the middle of a fucking battle, and him not being... wanting to go fucking fight in the fucking car wash, and then all of a sudden we'd get fucking slammed with fucking tickets, and me and fucking Donny Reject would sit there and fucking crush the fucking rush.
Yeah.
Working side by side, hating each other. Most of the time in silence. Maybe sometimes him still talking shit, like, you didn't do this, like, you fucking dumbass, like, you don't even fucking look where you're supposed to be. And you
it was
can't
like
even fucking...
that fucking confrontational,
oh, yeah. Like, you can't even... You're so fucking dumb. You're bitching about my corned beef, but you fucking put on a fucking rotten bag of fucking pork, you asshole, and now we're out of fucking pork. And you're so fucking worried about whether I had something. You can't even fucking read a goddamn date. You fucking retard. Do you want to go out and fight after this fucking rush?
Wow.
So yeah, that's what happened there. I saw my fucking W-2 at the end of the fucking year and saw how much I lost.
Dude, I know where he works, so... Wait, he works
it's funny
because I call him up like, you want to fight? I'll come to your doctor.
You know where that is too, right? It's literally it's down. You go past my house down to Military, and that's where they work. Right there, they work like 2 minutes from my house.
And it's funny because I think right after COVID,
I want James to hit a fight. I never even met the cat. I just want James to hit.
You know what? It's funny because now that I've thought about this, like, because even after I quit, I was like, I'll fucking fight him any fucking time. Like, we need to fucking fight. Like, this is fucking beyond personal. Because
is that the first matchup on the podcast? Like the first.
I don't know if he would fight him. I think James would fight him out. I don't know if Donnie would.
So, because you were around him for years and years and years.
Actually, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, he's gone snowboarding with him and shit. Yeah. Like they've been out of.
Is he cool and shit though? Is he all right?
Yeah, he was always.
I heard he's cool, but I know you had big issues with him.
And like I said, it became this fucking thing when he got a little fucking big for his fucking head. It turned into a whole other fucking thing.
Big Dave will always say, "So I heard your dad's working with James's boyfriend."
Did he say that shit?
Oh yeah, the first day I started.
Because Dave fucking he was there for the whole. She can go back and ask him about the fucking conflict. He
get Dave back on and ask him about the conflict.
Oh yeah.
No, he's talking about Big Dave, not Little Dave.
Oh, okay.
But Big Dave.
Yeah, no, Big Dave was fucking there, and Big Dave fucking hated him too. He hated fucking Donny Ree. He used to fucking talk just as much fucking shit. Believe it.
Holy
he
never
shit, believe it because that's.
You're putting people on blast right
I'm
now,
just saying. From 9 till fucking 2 when I leave, and then now Big Dave's got to stay an extra fucking hour because I'm out the door. Like fuck this, like this.
9 to 2. Fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying. I would leave at 2 o'clock. It was fucking dumb. I lost fucking a lot of money, and I said fuck this.
Don't sound dumb to me. It sounds like a fucking beautiful place.
Yeah, that's where you work.
9 to 2.
9 to 2, yeah.
Oh, I'd suck bum dick for 9 to 2.
You could probably get a 9 to 2 job.
Dude, there's a lot of them are hired right now. Help one.
You probably don't even need a job to go do that.
All right, that joke went a little flaccid. I get it.
Why is it always, like, again? With the fucking peni on the brain with this kid every fucking time. Like, you can't say something else. It's always got to be.
We're going to love you no matter what, man. So tell us. It's cool. We don't care.
No, listen, it's because this industry, what's the one joke? I got raped today at work. I got it up the ass. That's the normal thing at working in a restaurant kitchen. Like, we got fucking screwed today. Like, we got it up the ass. So, yeah, I use dick references and the quotation.
See, maybe I just... I've noticed something, like, as I've gotten older, like, I can say some pretty raw shit. I got a pretty gnarly sense of humor, but I don't know if having a kid has something to do with it. I don't know if getting old and gray has something to do with it.
Do you feel blessed?
Do I feel blessed? I don't know if I feel blessed, but... I feel that...
Feel a mess.
Do I feel a mess? Definitely more mess than blessed.
Yeah.
At any given fucking point in any of these fucking years I've been on this earth.
I feel that.
It sounds like Rob Zombie when he's 16.
When he's 16?
Song.
When he's what?
When he's like 60. More mess than
a mess.
More mess.
Oh! More... Yeah!
Wait, how's that go?
No, fuck off. I see what you're doing.
You just fucking did it to me, motherfucker, with the blast. I'm supposed to say blessed. You're supposed to fucking sing. You fucked it all up. You didn't sing and you said blessed.
Yeah, I know, because you're telling me to sing, so I decided not to do it.
Do you even know what love is?
What is love?
I want to know what love is. All right, I'm done. That's it.
Yo, that was really fucking good. Like, you were so in key with that shit.
It was like right off the bat, too. Like no warm ups, nothing.
I can sing sometimes, but not.
You know what? Like, just to get off topic for a second, what the
that
fucking...
wasn't off topic.
No, by no means. But I feel like one of the hardest fucking choruses or pre-choruses to sing is maybe the build up to the Benny and the Jets chorus.
Maybe sing it.
I'm not gonna sing it. I'll fucking dictate it. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. I read it in a magazine.
Okay.
It just seems really hard to fucking sing. I want to hear you fucking do it.
No. You know who else has a real high voice that's hard to replicate? Is Dexter Holland from The Offspring. He sings in like this weird thing, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. He can't even replicate it.
Yeah.
Oh, did we talk about it last week?
Not last week, but recently.
We talked. Was it maybe not? Maybe it wasn't. Was it on air or was it?
I don't know.
I don't watch that
It all.
shit.
It all. Yeah, but anyway, so back on topic.
Sure.
Is so yeah, you deal with this kind of drama and shit, and like, what is gonna be what is it gonna take for a restaurant to change to keep people around? Like, I feel an industry is gonna have to redefine itself and reinvent itself after this whole period.
I think new innovative ideas, like you have to sort of take things and flip them on its head. Like with concerts and shit being seated for the most part now because of restrictions with capacity, why not set it up like a comedy club, but also a nice restaurant, have a stage, and have the restaurant set up so you can see it. You can put screens in there. I mean, change it up a little bit. You can book big bands, small bands, and it's normal to have bands at a restaurant, but if you change concepts a little bit and try to tweak to bring people in, I guess the only way to real save it is have consistent workers, a healthy environment of communication between the front of the house, the back of the house, the higher-ups, and the peons, and come up with new ideas that you're going to be able to promote a good product with by maybe movie theater restaurant thing where you have this whole fucking thing you're going to now. You can eat dinner, but you also see a movie. It's a 3-course meal, so it lasts through the whole movie. I mean, there's ways around this to like that doesn't have to be everyday things in this establishment, but to run that 3 or 4 days a week, I think you'll also be able to survive the other couple days just based on what people see as consistent in that place. I think chains right now is the stupidest thing to fucking go on with. I think chains need to fucking stop expanding now.
I was just talking to Sarah about that yesterday.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
look at it, like just burger chains, like Mickey D's, Burger King, Wendy's, Five Guys, and then you got
Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And then that's just and then you think of like the Jack in the Boxes, the fucking Whataburgers, the Wahlburgers.
What's the one with the C?
Like they've kind of forced us into believing that like hamburgers and burgers are like your main fucking
source of meals.
Well, kind of is for the United States. Cattle was a big part of our diet for a long time.
Yeah, but there's other ways. Like, where's the fucking Sloppy Joe restaurant?
Oh, right.
What's that? Like a Domino's opened next to the Pizza Hut in Kenmore that was there for fucking decades, surviving and thriving. And Domino's comes in, that Pizza Hut shuts down fucking 3 months later. Like, that's the thing. The big dogs are going to come in and fucking tear it down. And I think now is actually the opportunity for local mom and pop like restaurants to thrive. But you can't let the COVID shit and the way the industry has changed bring you down. You just have to keep thinking ahead.
I mean, I think you're going to need, first of all, some kind of product with this to make people, like, we've already established, there's a lot of fucking burgers. Bring something new to the table that's going to appeal to the masses.
Well, that's now more than ever. Well, at least before COVID, that more than ever has been coming out. Like,
and you're seeing that more.
Kind of
you're
meals.
seeing more and more of that with food trucks now than you are with actual. Like, that's where the innovation is, and maybe because you can.
It's in the restaurant industry too.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, you're not going to get the sit-down macaroni and cheese restaurant. But you get the macaroni and cheese food truck to pull up, and you're going to be waiting in line for a long time.
Did that PB&J restaurant survive in New York City? I don't think it did.
And the one that they actually opened up?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, in my fucking senior year in high school, like, my goals in life was to open up a peanut butter and jelly restaurant.
Oh, really?
In the fucking yearbook. Which
Still
I never did. No. I'm done with it. I don't want to fucking... in fact, I don't think I've had a peanut butter and jelly in like a fucking month.
And I do feel bad for restaurant owners right now. Like, I do think it's pretty hard to fucking navigate through the waters of this shit. At least 6 months ago.
Do you feel bad for all restaurant owners, or do you feel bad for the ones you work for? Do you feel bad for the ones that are sitting back just fucking...
I feel bad for the good ones that do care about their staff. And when this whole COVID thing happened, they thought, what am I, like... my staff, they're fucked. Like, to me, that is the only qualification
and how
that
many
I
of them
really
are really
have
out
to
there,
feel
though?
bad for them.
I mean, that's how many do you think are really? What's the percentage of restaurant owners like that? They feel bad for their staff because they can't come to work and make them money.
I think that people should have really learned a lot about who they work for during that part, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
The ones that were like, no, stay home. We don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't care. Like. Or, yeah, no, like, that's cool if you need to stay home because you got comorbidities or problems like that.
Yeah.
A lot of places were not cool with it.
Yeah.
And I think that right off the bat, those are the people that are going to and continue to struggle to stay open if they're not excelling in one of those other legs.
I've worked at some real money-bringing in places that, while the owners have seemed to care and actually sometimes show that devotion, it doesn't necessarily follow through, and you see when push comes to shove and they need you there, that they don't really care if you're in harm's way at all or not.
Yeah.
Because it's their money it's riding on, so they put themselves in those shark-infested waters, so they expect their workers to do the same. Especially if those owners were employee-friendly owners up until the point of COVID. They do. So that's why I can't look at those kind of owners as shitty. Because it is their livelihood, but it's also ours.
It's everyone's livelihood.
Exactly. And that's, I think, is what loses thought and translation when shit like this happens and the place gets held down because of a worldwide event like fucking COVID.
Well, they have no problem sharing the responsibility, but they never want to share the wealth.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that is more, that's probably 90-10 the truth.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, no, like 90% of the owners. I've seen some owners lose their business because they've helped people out too much.
I have never seen that.
Yeah, it happens with new...
Shit's
not
weird
with
in Kenmore.
Not with like 20, 30 fucking year or even 10-year businesses, but you see these places open that try to do it the right way and try to be employee friendly, and there really is a fucking line.
But they don't fail because they're employee friendly. They fail because they suck in other aspects.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, there's no
but when you're starting though, if you give too much money to other things that you don't necessarily have to spend, it could be a problem in the success of your restaurant.
And at that point, you shouldn't even be opening a restaurant if you're not
right
knowing what you're doing when you're going in.
I know of a situation right now where people opened a restaurant that just cannot. They don't have the experience to do it.
What's going to happen?
Their workers are actually more experienced than the people that they are working under.
I think that alone kind of sums up like the answer to this fucking question. I know we were kind of kicking the question around and trying to brainstorm ideas. What could be done to improve? And then I think we touched on it when we were just outside vibing in the sun.
Yeah.
Listening to some acoustic fucking Lemonhead songs. That communication, and not just communication, but allowing the staff to have to be able to sit down with management and ownership and say, this is an idea I have.
That will never happen.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. I've never worked,
but they don't get compensated for it.
Well,
even
that aside, it doesn't. It doesn't happen as much as you would think. That's one-on-one.
Even without the compensation, that's something that needs to kind of happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Is to be able to sit down. Your workers are the ones that are dealing with this shit and the problems and all the challenges that arise, and not just something like, oh, I can't work with fucking Donny Ree because me and him don't like each other anymore. Something needs to happen. We need to do a schedule change. No, sit down and actually say, hey, maybe we should stop. We'll put a cap on how much takeout we do during a certain time. I mean, this is a problem that we have where I work right now, especially on Fridays and other busy days, is you have somebody coming in to just do the takeout, to take those reservations and orders, but nobody's telling this person, hey, space these out in 15-minute increments instead of just somebody calls and then you just tell them 15 minutes from that time while you have a full house restaurant.
Now, I have that problem.
But that's something that you should be able to go into a manager, which has actually happened, say, listen, you got to tell this person, every 15 minutes, you can do a certain number. We can do 2 takeouts every 15 minutes. If somebody calls at 7:06 and you already have, 8 o'clock filled up, then 8:15 is the next block. Just little things like that.
You would have to... Is that...
That's an example of, communication that will help streamline and make everybody's lives a little bit easier.
For a restaurant that isn't always nonstop busy, that would seem to be a very good solution. But when money's rolling in the way it is at certain places, I feel they don't want. They will never that.
And that's part of the problem. You got like you're afraid.
Oh yeah,
you're afraid to lose some fucking money, but the consequences on the back end are going to be different.
Yeah.
If you're not going to have, if you're pushing people to the point where they can't fucking keep up, and they're like, why am I coming into work tomorrow when I can just go to this other place and do the same thing where I know somebody that works there? You're going to lose employees. You're going to fucking put out some bad food. What happens if you're so fucking rushed, you put out some shitty food on accident that you normally wouldn't do because you did something wrong. You didn't pull bones out of the chicken or something, and now you're getting a complaint, and now they don't want to come back.
Right.
So it's so, and this is shit I tell people all the time in different situations in life, like, you never want to go for the quick money. If there's the fucking long game is involved, like, think of the long game instead of the fucking quick money, because 9 times out of 10, getting that quick money could fuck you out of the long money.
I think why we haven't seen that happen now in the COVID situation is because people are trying to make any fucking last cent they can.
But I'm not even using that as like I'm just using that as an example. Like it could be something as simple as, all right, well, we have this product on the menu, but nobody's buying this product, and when we do have it, it's taking up all of our time on this. So maybe we should take this off and maybe focus more on this.
Exactly, because what you're talking about, like, oh, we got all these orders, we gotta like cap our like takeout. Very easily, you can look at a menu and say, this requires this many, whatever unit of measure you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you say, so if they order this, it adds up to 10. Once you reach 10, you go to the next 15-minute block. You don't even have to have a person there to make that decision. You can put that methodology, that language into a program and software, and it'll fucking tell you this is when it will be ready.
And that's why
some
of these streamlined...
That's where they should be spending their money.
And even when I'm like saying these examples, I'm not concrete using these examples. I'm just saying the ability to be able to go and talk to your management and ownership and have ideas like this, and have them be able to listen to their employees that are making them this money.
The place I work at does do that. They will listen to suggestions. I think where a lot of places fuck up is, I think there should be a meeting with the higher up of the kitchen and the kitchen staff weekly for 5 minutes, like a lot of all fucking big box places, whether it's fucking retail or fucking food, have. And I think that how's the week go? Is it what this is
meeting.
And then listen to the opinions of the staff after they say what changes or whatever.
We've been having a lot more staff meetings since weed's been legalized in New York, I'll tell you that. And then just, a little bit of appreciation goes a long way. Like, I do my 1 day a week. It's always one of the busiest days. It happens to be fucking Mother's Day, and we've been shorthanded. And despite being shorthanded, we kind of crushed it, even though we got crushed. And then the guy that's our kitchen manager now, who used to be, the breakfast guy, and at the end of the day, he's telling us, we're fucking crushing it. We're running out of everything. Luckily, he had a talk with a couple of the waitresses that fucking spit some bad vibes to the kitchen by condescending tones and kind of fucking puts the fucking rapids under the fucking boat a little bit. And
good full circle.
The week before, kind of fucking got a little. This is what I fucking do. This is professional shit right here, Chris.
It's called a callback, you fucking amateur.
So go ahead. Callback. I know. Yeah, I know.
We're crushing it. We're getting crushed, running out of shit, and then at the end of we know we're doing pretty good. And I keep saying my little 41-year-old motivation speech is different than my 25-year-old motivation speech, but I'm every restaurant in America is getting crushed right now. If we were all a team, our team wouldn't be the bottom of the standings. We'd be higher up. We'd make it to the playoffs at least. We'd have a shot for. We'd have a shot for the fucking
trying to get them all on board and ready to go.
Instead of fuck you, Donny Ree, you fucking piece of shit. But
had to get one more.
Yeah, one more. It's a callback.
So, anyways, at the end of the day,
amateur.
Our guy's sitting there oh, you guys are doing really good today, but you're not gonna fucking like me on Tuesday. We got some things to talk about. So, me and my 2 other coworkers, Ann and Jordan, shout out. we're all like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck did we do wrong? Like, there's nothing better we could have fucking did. So everyone's getting a little sketched out because he keeps saying it like, yeah, you guys did good too, but sorry, Tuesday's not going to be as good as like today. So we're all fucked up. So I come back into work, and I'm like asking like, what the fuck was Lou got to talk about? And no one wants to tell him like, oh, you got to tell. He hasn't talked to you yet. Well, you're gonna have to talk to him. And then fucking, he comes in after he gets his coffee, and he's like, come on, we got to go out here and talk. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I'm like asking Ann like, am I gonna want to retire? Like, I didn't even want to be here to begin with. I've been here almost 4 years. Am I going to go get a new job? She's like, I can't really talk about it. It's not the worst thing in the world. Then he comes in. He's like, we got to go out here and talk. Luckily, like, our takeout area was, full, so I got to go outside and smoke another cigarette. After I just punched in, so that was a bonus break. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, like, we got to talk about? Like, what happened? Like, we did good. And then he's like, no, you did good. You guys did fucking great. Like, we made X amount of dollars, had X amount of people, did better than we normally do. We were definitely had half the people. Here's a $25 gift certificate. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I was all fucking thinking, like, shit was hitting the fan. And we got a little reward. So I, like, put a little
Here,
smile
come
on my face.
spend your money at the place you work.
No.
It was $25 to start you out.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even a gift certificate for my work. It was just a fucking general gift certificate. But a little bit of appreciation.
Yeah.
All these years, I've never fucking seen any fucking appreciation.
Yeah, that is always
in
nice
anything I fucking do. Whether it's fucking
no
being
shit,
in
me
bands, being people's friends, being fucking parents, being a fucking boyfriend.
Yep.
Are you
being
blaming
a
others,
fucking.
or does that say something about you?
I don't know. I think it's time for us to fucking close this kitchen. I was glad to be back here. It's been fucking, 2 weeks and 2 days?
Good to be back, yeah.
Hell yeah. Glad you survived your whitewater rafting. Rafting and
Trapping?
Yeah, trapping. That'd be kind of fun.
The whitewater trap.
Whitewater trap. Yeah, like the trap house and the whitewater fucking thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Whitewater trap. That's High C's next fucking rap song.
Whitewater trapping.
Whitewater trapping.
Yeah.
Son.
All right, like, subscribe, fucking comment, win some fucking first listen to Whitewater trapping.
Yeah, and then we'll give away some of our shit.
Kitchen's closed.
Peace.